Hi, and welcome to your weekly Oracle reading with Katie VanZeeland. This reading is for the week of May 27th through June 2nd, 2019. And this week, what we are being asked to talk about or discuss is anger. So, yes, anger. Anger is a totally natural emotion or feeling, and everybody has it. You are a human being and it's there. Now, your degrees of it and how often you have anger vary from person to person and situation to situation for sure. But anger itself is a very natural emotion. And there's a lot of gifts in anger. So much to talk about. So there's a lot of gifts in anger, and anger can bring movement, right? Think about the last times you've been really angry. There's been movement. There's some sort of movement that happens when anger comes to surface. So that alone is a beautiful gift. Sometimes some of us struggle making movement or change unless we get super angry or we get past that threshold of just complete anger and then something changes. So yeah, anger is a gift, and it also is a gift in the way of it's like an alarm system, right? So if you're feeling angry, something's off. Something's off. Anytime you feel that emotion of anger, something is off. Now, if you rarely feel anger, we'll get into that too, or if it's your go-to, everyone's different. Some people, they're always angry. It's their one emotion that they know and they feel comfortable just being in. And others of you run from anger and don't want to be in anger. And everyone's a little different. But either way, anger is, it is like it's saying alarm, right? Something is off. And what we can use that for is then realizing there's probably been some boundaries crossed, or you didn't honor what you really felt, or you didn't speak your truth, or you allowed someone or something else to happen that you know you didn't want to do, or you didn't want to say, or you didn't want to partake in. And we get angry, and sometimes we project that anger out onto other people. We blame them, or we internalize blame, shame, guilt, and probably a little bit of both are happening. Some of you are better at, I shouldn't say better, but are better at projecting the anger out onto somebody else, and some of you are better at projecting that anger inside. Either way, it's anger, and it is it's a little alarm that something is off, that you didn't honor yourself, you didn't set a boundary. So this week, let that be a learning tool, right? What a beautiful learning tool. If you're feeling anger stir, something is off. You are not honoring something that is really going on within you. You're not speaking it. You're not honoring yourself. It's no one else's fault. It's time to just look within and take your power back and empower yourself by using your words or your actions to protect yourself and listen to what your needs are. So going back to, some people are really good at being angry, right? Like that is your go-to. So we'll start there. That's your go-to. There's still voices with that. Like you are going to anger and there's something underneath the anger. And so we're being asked if that is your MO, is to go into anger. maybe ask yourself, what is really going on? What am I really feeling? Anger is not that bad of an emotion if we take all the stories away, if we take all the chaotic repetition. If anger is your go-to, you stew in it, right? You have stories, and then you validate yourself by being angry at someone else or yourself, but it is you're stewing, and it's those voices, that constant record of projection and stewing of the anger that is really uncomfortable. Anger itself, if we didn't have all the voices and the judgment and the shame around it, isn't maybe the coziest feeling, but it's really not as bad as we end up having it be due to all the stories and the chaos we take on top of the emotion. Look at babies. They cry, they're angry, and then they move on. Humans, we stew, we marinate in this feeling that already doesn't feel the greatest. Well, if we just allow that feeling to be there, without the stories, without stewing, it's just another emotion like happiness or joy that is there in the moment, and then it moves. It's there and it moves. It's just energy. It's just energy, and you don't have to figure anything out unless you're doing that this week, where you're trying to see if you're not honoring yourself or setting a boundary. But we don't want to overthink. Oh, that just makes it more uncomfortable. So then we have the opposite spectrum, right? Those that are so uncomfortable being angry that they won't ever let themselves be angry, because we have all these stories of what anger means and what it means about them if they're angry. And so it's really noticing what is behind that. Can you just allow yourself to be angry? What story comes along with that is keeping you from just allowing yourself to feel a very natural feeling? A very natural feeling. So why is it not okay for you to be angry? It's natural, it's normal. Everyone down to babies have it. So play with that. If you're on that spectrum, why can't you be angry? And maybe write about it, or just let it float to your awareness as to why is it not okay for you to be angry. So we're just getting curious. We're learning more and more about ourselves, and that is this journey, so that we can neutralize all the stories, all the energy around a very natural feeling. When we can start to neutralize the stories, the energy around the natural feeling, there's going to be a shift, and you'll start to just realize, oh, I'm feeling angry. You don't have to figure anything out. You just let it be there. It's neutral. You feel anger. It's still anger. You might scream. You might punch something, but you don't need to go into a story. You don't need to hold yourself back from feeling it. You don't have to judge yourself for it. You don't have to judge or get angry at somebody else. You just feel it. Okay? Just feel that natural feeling, and then it moves. So don't get angry if that doesn't happen right away, right? Because this is just the journey, and we're just asking to go within and notice what your take is on it, what your anger is stemming from. Is it just your little alarm system, or is it your go-to, or are you running from it? It's just getting to know yourself, and what is it that you're either running from or that you need to justify. Okay, yay, fun. So the crystals, the last couple weeks have just been given to me or told to me without pulling cards, so I'm just going with that. And what I heard was green fluorite, And green fluorite is so powerful and beautiful, but it's really good at calming and healing. It's definitely a heart chakra crystal, and a little bit of the throat, that connection there. So that feels perfect as I speak, for what we're dealing with, right? Because there's a lot of heart stuff associated with anger. I have a feeling. So also with green fluorite, it's like this kind of balancing the energy. It's a really beautiful balancing of energy crystals. So it balances chaos. Like if there's a lot of energy, like a chaotic energy, there's a lot of energy. It helps kind of redirect it in a calming, healing fashion, in a creative way versus just so much chaotic energy, not knowing what to do with it. So it's great to have around children or the home if there's a lot of energy, or if you're just feeling a lot of energy and you don't know how to direct it. So that kind of goes really amazing with anger this week, which is cool to speak it and have it all kind of come together. So thank you for listening and playing. So yes, that is our gift this week, and I hope you have fun playing with it. I hope you have an amazing week, being gentle with yourself and allowing yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, getting curious about the anger, feeling grateful for the movement that it allows us to have, and for the little alarm system that it gives us to tune in and realize something is off. Okay? Yay. All right, have fun, and I look forward to connecting with